Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the incredible life of Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's most fascinating figures. Stay tuned for some amazing facts about this Renaissance genius. Here in the heart of human history stands a figure of such monumental intellect and creativity that his shadow stretches across centuries, touching almost every facet of our understanding. Leonardo da Vinci was not merely an artist, nor simply an inventor. He was an embodiment of relentless curiosity, a man whose eyes saw the world not as it was, but as it could be, and indeed, as it truly functioned, from the grandest celestial mechanics to the most minute flutter of a dragonfly's wing. This journey we embark upon is one into the mind of a polymath, a term that seems almost too small to contain the sheer breadth of his explorations. From the sun-drenched hills of Tuscany, where his story begins, to the royal courts of Italy and France, Leonardo's life was a testament to the power of observation and the unyielding pursuit of knowledge. He peeled back the layers of the world, seeking the fundamental truths that govern life, motion and form, leaving behind a legacy not just in paint and stone, but in countless notebooks filled with insights that still astonish us today. We shall explore the delicate brushstrokes that captured the enigmatic smile of the Mona Lisa and the profound human drama of the Last Supper. But beyond these iconic images, we will delve into his pioneering studies of human anatomy, his audacious designs for flying machines and instruments of war, and the deep, almost spiritual connection he forged between art and science. Prepare to witness the extraordinary tapestry of a life lived at the very peak of human ingenuity, a life that continues to inspire and challenge us to see our own world with fresh, inquisitive eyes. Our story begins not in a grand palace or a bustling city, but in the quiet, undulating landscape of Tuscany, near the small hill town of Vinci, in the year 1452. It was here, amidst the olive groves and vineyards, that Leonardo, an illegitimate son, first opened his eyes to the world. This environment, rich in natural beauty and the rhythms of the earth, was to become his first and perhaps most profound teacher. One can almost imagine the young Leonardo wandering these hills, his gaze already sharp, absorbing the intricate details of a bird's wing, the way light played upon the water, or the complex structure of a flower. These early, untutored observations laid the very bedrock of his future genius. Lacking a formal classical education afforded to the sons of nobility, Leonardo became in essence a disciple of experience, discepolo della speranza, as he would later write. He was largely self-educated, driven by an insatiable hunger for knowledge that knew no bounds. He learned to read Latin later in life, but his true texts were the open book of nature and the workshops of artisans. This path, less trodden, perhaps allowed his mind to roam free from the rigid doctrines of the time, fostering a unique ability to connect disparate fields of knowledge. His notebooks would become filled not with rote recitations, but with original thoughts, questions, and meticulous diagrams drawn from direct observation, a testament to a mind ferociously alive and questing. Even in his youth, the prodigious talents for both art and science began to surface, not as separate entities, but as intertwined expressions of his deep engagement with the world. His early drawings, even those from his apprenticeship in Florence under Verrocchio, show an astonishing acuity, a precision that went beyond mere representation. He sought to understand the underlying mechanics, the very essence of what he depicted. This holistic approach, this refusal to see art and science as distinct realms, was perhaps the most revolutionary aspect of his burgeoning intellect. The world was a single interconnected marvel, and Leonardo was determined to understand its every facet, from the grandest design to the smallest detail. When we speak of Leonardo's artistic achievements, two colossal works invariably spring to mind, pinnacles of Renaissance art that continue to captivate and mystify us: the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. The Mona Lisa, housed within the Louvre, is so much more than a mere portrait of Lisa Gherardini. It is an exploration of the human soul, captured through the almost imperceptible sfumato technique, a delicate blurring of lines and tones that lends her expression an enigmatic, almost living quality. Her gaze seems to follow you, her smile a fleeting secret held just beyond our grasp. Leonardo labored on this masterpiece for years, returning to it time and again, a testament to his relentless pursuit of perfection and his deep understanding of human psychology conveyed through subtle artistry. Then there is The Last Supper, not a canvas in the traditional sense, but a vast mural adorning the refectory wall of Santa Maria delle Grazie in Milan. Here, Leonardo chose to depict one of the most dramatic moments in Christian narrative, the instant Christ announces that one of his apostles will betray him. The genius lies not only in the masterful composition, which draws the eye inexorably towards the central figure of Christ, but in the portrayal of 12 distinct human reactions. Each apostle's gesture, their facial expression, is a study in psychological depth: shock, disbelief, anger, sorrow, all rendered with an emotional acuity that was revolutionary for its time, transforming a religious scene into a profound human drama. In both these iconic creations, and indeed in all his artistic endeavors, we see an almost obsessive attention to detail, born from countless hours of observation and study. The delicate folds of drapery, the subtle play of light and shadow, the anatomical correctness of a hand or the turn of a neck. These were not accidental. They were the result of a mind that had dissected the world, understood its mechanics, and then reassembled it on panel or wall with breathtaking skill. Leonardo's art was informed by his science, and his science was often inspired by the quest for artistic truth, a symbiotic relationship that elevated his work into a realm of timeless mastery, whispering insights across the ages. Leonardo's relentless quest for knowledge did not pause at the surface of things. It drove him to explore the very inner workings of the natural world, most notably, the intricate marvel of the human body. In an era when human dissection was fraught with peril and societal taboo, Leonardo, with extraordinary courage and an almost scientific detachment, undertook numerous dissections. He sought to understand not just the form, but the function of every bone, muscle, and organ. His notebooks bear witness to these clandestine explorations, filled with detailed drawings that reveal a profound understanding of human anatomy, far surpassing the accepted knowledge of his contemporaries. It was a silent, hidden revolution in the study of ourselves. The anatomical sketches that emerged from these investigations are masterpieces in their own right, a stunning fusion of scientific precision and artistic grace. Consider the famous Vitruvian Man, a perfect illustration of proportion and symmetry, or his detailed studies of the skeletal structure, the musculature, the vascular system, and even the fetus in the womb. These were not mere illustrations, they were analytical documents, often accompanied by notes in his characteristic mirror script, questioning, hypothesizing, and meticulously recording his findings. He was, in essence, pioneering a new visual language for science, one that could convey complex information with clarity and elegance, centuries before such approaches became commonplace. But Leonardo's scientific curiosity extended far beyond the confines of human anatomy. He was a keen observer of all life, studying the flight of birds with an intensity that led to designs for flying machines. He investigated the properties of water, its currents and eddies, seeking to understand the principles of hydraulics. He delved into botany, geology, and optics, always with the same meticulous approach: observe, record, analyze, and synthesize. For Leonardo, the human body was but one component in the grand interconnected machinery of nature, and his studies reveal a mind constantly striving to grasp the universal laws that governed its every movement and transformation, seeing patterns and connections invisible to others. The sheer fecundity of Leonardo's inventive mind is quite simply staggering. His notebooks are a veritable treasure trove of concepts and designs, ranging from eminently practical devices to machines so audacious they seem to belong to a much later age. He was an engineer in spirit, constantly observing problems and conceptualizing mechanical solutions. His sketches reveal a profound understanding of principles like leverage, gearing, and aerodynamics, often centuries before they were formally codified or practically realized by others. This was not idle dreaming. It was the rigorous application of his scientific understanding to the challenge of invention, a testament to a mind that saw no limits to what could be conceived. Among his most famous, almost legendary designs are those for an aerial screw, a clear precursor to the helicopter, and an armored vehicle, essentially an early concept for a tank, propelled by men and bristling with cannons. While the materials and power sources of his era would have made their construction and operation immensely challenging, if not impossible, the underlying principles were remarkably prescient. He envisioned machines for flight, for underwater exploration, and for warfare. Each design meticulously thought out, often with multiple variations and considerations for their mechanics. These were the blueprints of a future he could clearly see, even if his contemporaries could not. Yet his engineering prowess was not solely dedicated to the fantastical or the martial. Leonardo also applied his ingenuity to civic projects, designing bridges with innovative truss structures, developing systems for canalization and water management, and improving architectural techniques. He conceived of dredges for clearing waterways, cranes for heavy lifting, and tools for various crafts. This practical bent, this desire to apply his knowledge to improve the world around him, demonstrates another facet of his genius, the ability to translate abstract principles into tangible solutions, to see the world not just as a thing of beauty to be painted, but as a system to be understood, improved, and engineered. The influence of Leonardo da Vinci did not dim with his passing in 1519. Rather, it began a long, slow burn, illuminating pathways for countless others who followed. In the realm of art, his innovations in composition, his mastery of light and shadow, and his profound psychological insight into his subjects set a new standard. Artists like Raphael were directly influenced, and the ripples of his techniques and approach spread throughout European art for generations. He demonstrated that art could be a profound intellectual pursuit, a way of understanding and interpreting the world, not merely decorating it. His dedication to observation became a touchstone for artistic integrity. For centuries, however, his scientific and engineering notebooks remained largely hidden, their revolutionary contents known only to a select few. It was only with their gradual publication and study centuries later that the true, astonishing scope of his scientific inquiries came to light. Anatomists, engineers, and scientists were astounded to discover that Leonardo had anticipated many of their own discoveries, from the circulation of blood to the principles of flight. This rediscovery cemented his reputation not just as a great artist, but as a scientific visionary of the highest order, a man whose interdisciplinary approach was centuries ahead of its time. Today, Leonardo's legacy endures, perhaps more powerfully than ever. He stands as the archetypal Renaissance man, a symbol of humanity's boundless potential for creativity and understanding. His seamless fusion of art and science serves as a potent reminder that these disciplines are not mutually exclusive, but rather two sides of the same coin of human curiosity. In an age of increasing specialization, Leonardo's example challenges us to look beyond narrow confines, to cultivate a holistic view of knowledge, and to approach the mysteries of the universe with the same insatiable wonder and meticulous diligence that defined his extraordinary life. His spark continues to ignite the imagination of artists, scientists, inventors, and dreamers across the globe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Leonardo da Vinci, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating content. See you next time. As our exploration of Leonardo's world draws to a close, we are left not with a sense of completion, but with a profound appreciation for the sheer vastness of his intellect and the enduring power of his vision. To study Leonardo is to gaze into an ocean of thought, where every discovery reveals further depths, further connections, further wonders. He reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end, a continuous unfolding of the marvels that surround us and lie within us. His life serves as an extraordinary beacon, illuminating the incredible heights that human curiosity, rigorously applied, can achieve. From his exquisite brushstrokes that seem to breathe life into canvas to his intricate designs for machines that defied the limitations of his age, Leonardo's work is a testament to the power of seeing the world with open eyes and an open mind. He bridged worlds, art and science, observation and imagination, the present and a future he could vividly conceive. May his story inspire us all to cultivate our own innate curiosity, to question, to explore, and to find the extraordinary in the ordinary. The world is rich with mysteries waiting to be unraveled, with beauty waiting to be perceived, and with challenges waiting for innovative solutions. Leonardo's journey was one man's magnificent quest, but the spirit of that quest, the relentless desire to understand and create, is a spark that resides within us all, waiting to be fanned into flame.